Hello everyone and welcome to a new video. Today I want to talk about a topic that's really important to me. It is about the topic of being multi-passionate. Being multi-passionate is something I stumbled upon quite recently. I actually never really found a word for it before. I always thought that maybe I'm just a little bit scattered or that I'm trying a lot of different things, but I never really realized that some people just don't fit into one box, but some people really want to explore several paths at once and have multiple passions. So those people who are craving to have multiple passions and who need those different lanes are called multi-passionate people. So if you can relate, this video is for you because I want to talk to you about the benefits of being multi-passionate, because I feel like often us multi-passionate people can be perceived as a little bit scattered. Some people may not take it as serious because we all have different things we work on, and the traditional career path is always that you follow one path and that you kind of pursue that for the rest of your life. And so people who have multiple streams of income, who have multiple hobbies, they are not always looked at in high regards in our modern society. So I want to change that, and I really want to embrace the aspect of being multi-passionate. So I put together this video for us multi-passionates to talk about the perks or the advantages of being multi-passionate. So one reason why being multi-passionate is an advantage is because modern careers aren't linear anymore. So whereas in the past, we all had maybe these segregated jobs and a set amount of tasks, these tasks are expanding. I can see it in everywhere, basically. For example, a social media manager is no longer just a social media manager, but they're also a video editor. They are a copywriter. They're maybe a web designer. So in nowadays workplace, to really succeed, you need to have multiple skills. Job descriptions are expanding. You need to cover multiple things at once. And there's new professions emerging that really have a need for multi-passionate people because you are required to know several things and not just one thing. So I think while obviously in some jobs being super niche and highly skilled, like being a doctor or a surgeon, is super important still, in other professions that especially are now evolving, like creative jobs, being multi-passionate can be your greatest advantage to set yourself apart from others in the workplace. Then having multiple passions makes you more innovative because you can connect the dots from different perspectives and different worlds. You are not just stuck in one mindset. For example, I'm not just stuck in the photographer mindset, but I'm also now exploring the coaching mindset and the web designer, and I have been in the brand owner mindset before. And those are all very different perspectives and mindsets. And because we are able to juggle different mindsets and different perspectives, we are very good at generating ideas and connecting the dots. So it makes us naturally more innovative. And innovation is something that is highly sought after, and especially if you're in a creative field or if you're in entrepreneurship. So being multi-passionate is a huge advantage to being innovative because we are generally really creative people and we like to come up with new concepts and ideas, and we offer unique perspectives to projects and things. Then another reason why being multi-passionate is an advantage is because your passions can support each other. One skill can strengthen another skill. For example, me being a photographer really also helped me being a web designer because I already have that visual eye that I trained through photography. And it really gave me a major advantage in my web design because I've only been doing it for a year, but my designs are already, I would say, for a year in, quite advanced. And that is because one skill informed the other. But you can also do that with maybe less obviously related skills. I think in either way, your skills will inform each other. And for example, what I'm learning now in my coaching really helps me also, for example, by informing my customer interactions in business. So every passion really informs and strengthens the other passions that you have. So that's something that's super unique and valuable if you're multi-passionate. Being multi-passionate also helps you create a unique personal brand. Nowadays, more than ever, having a personal brand, a strong personal brand, is super important, especially if you're self-employed or a freelancer. We need to stand out because our marketplace is probably as saturated as ever. And we need to be unique. We need to stand out and if we have different passions and combine that into our personal identity or personal brand, no one can really copy you, because obviously the more things you build into your personal brand, into your own identity, the more difficult it becomes to copy you. So being multi-passionate gives you a huge advantage in personal branding because you are very unique and you are able to stand out from others. Then another reason why being multi-passionate is an advantage is that generally you are likely to be more fulfilled and feel more alive, because I think we all sometimes notice that doing things over and over again sometimes leads us to become a bit bored, or after a while, it drains us a little bit, even if maybe we enjoy the tasks. And by being multi-passionate, we can fulfill and inform and nurture more aspects of the self. So, for example, my creative side, my photography and my web design really informs my creative side, my creative needs. Now, my new journey into coaching and guidance really helps me inform kind of more my cognitive side and my interpersonal side. And I think that's also obviously one of the main reasons why people become multi-passionate, because they don't want to just fit into one box and they want to enjoy different things. And there's not that one thing that can fulfill everything. So they want to fill their own cup by tapping into those different passions. And I think that's something so unique and wonderful, that you are really able to live yourself out fully. You're really able to live a more heart-led and authentic life if you no longer deny those different aspects of yourself, but rather embrace those different aspects of yourself, because they make you you and they are needed to complete you. So if you try to force deny something, that will really quickly go backwards, because you need to be several things and you're not meant to be just one thing. Also, another reason is because passions are often seasonal. And so if you're multi-passionate, you are more or better equipped to go with the flow of the changes in your own life circumstances, the changes of your own personal needs, because you can naturally flow and shift through those different passions that you have. For example, some seasons I am more focused on photography, and other seasons I feel more inclined to focus more on web design. And these changes are normal in our daily life. And being multi-passionate, rather than just experiencing a full stall and lack of motivation in one thing, you are able to pivot and focus your energy into another direction instead. And that way you can kind of naturally flow from one thing to the next without having to force anything. So I think that's really the beauty of people being multi-passionate, that you can really embrace that natural flow of life. So another reason why being multi-passionate is an advantage is because if you're multi-passionate, it really means that you're meant to explore. You're generally quite a curious person, probably, and a fast learner. So those are really unique skills that multi-passionate people have. And I think having that curiosity and that sense of adventure and exploration can be a huge advantage, because you are really pursuing different things without fear, and you really have the courage to tap into different passions. While other people who are maybe stuck in one lane, they might have that need or urge to explore something different, but they are a little bit more skeptical and maybe a bit more afraid to break out of that single lane. But if you're already in different lanes, it makes it a lot easier to break out and explore different lanes, because you're already naturally built to explore and you're curious. So I think that has the advantage that we generally tend to try something quite quickly without maybe overthinking it. And if we don't like it, we shift and pivot. So I think that also kind of strengthens our own sense of flexibility and adaptability, because we're not afraid to fail in that sense, because if something doesn't work, we just pivot and change and go to the next thing. So another reason why being multi-passionate is an advantage is because the world actually needs multi-passionate thinkers, because I think they're the bridge between the ordinary people who are following their one path. Because if we all kind of just stick with our one thing, it becomes very difficult to empathize with other things. But if you're multi-passionate, it really helps you to adapt more easily. You are more flexible. You are able to have more perspectives, which makes you more inclined, or it makes it easier for you to collaborate with other people of different fields. It's also a really great way because you think in a non-linear way, but your different passions really broadens your horizon in a way that you are full of ideas and perspectives that people who are not multi-passionate will just never understand. So I think having both the multi-passionates and the non-multi-passionate is vital for our world to be innovative, empathetic, and more loving place overall, because we really create that bridge between different fields and people, because we can bring unique angles and perspectives onto the table. Then last but not least is that you build one life, but you have many expressions. So in that way, you also have many lives, because you're not just one thing, you are many things. And I think that is your superpower, because you shouldn't ever force yourself into a box, obviously, unless you want to. But being able to live multiple expressions of yourself is so unique and powerful, because you basically live different lives at the same time. And I think that's quite cool, because you're not just one thing, you're many things. And I think we often don't give ourselves enough credit for that. And obviously, we need some structures and routines to make our multi-passionate work. But if we find those ways, and if we really able to tap into them, make them work for us and not against us, I think being multi-passionate can really become your superpower. And I think the world needs more multi-passionate people, and you should never feel like you need to hide or explain yourself. And I hope those tips really helped you, to encourage you to no longer hide, to go out, explore passions if you want to explore new passions, and don't be afraid to just fit into one box, because you are meant to be many things. You are not meant to just be one thing. If you really want to live an authentic and heart-led life, you need to live out those different expressions of yourself, and you should really go and explore yourself. And I think that's what life is for, to really go explore who you are, and with every day come closer to who you really are. And I think that's the beauty of being multi-passionate, because you are not afraid to explore, and you just go out there and with curiosity, and you live your life in an authentic, heart-led way. Thank you for watching. I hope this video really helped you being multi-passionate as a strength, and I will talk to you very soon. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button. Thank you. Bye.